Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Alice in Wonderland. So, it's been another day for me, and the audio is still working. We're still getting sound effects. And we're trying to visit the White Queen, and we're running through an area we've already been. The only real thought or worry here might be that we could find a few collectibles that were, you know, Cheshire Cat collectibles before. I don't think we've found any unlocks. I guess we haven't. And so we don't have to really worry about that. We're probably just gonna run around the entire levels of the game a second time and get more cutscenes and story. Things that normally we wouldn't see. On the other hand, we might just run into fights that are just kind of pointless fights.
These monsters not stay down.
Now we gotta be a little careful here, because we've got now a slightly different kind of events happening. These things are spinning around as if they're something. Right now so if you it seems very strange to have two of this having things spin around us and being more of an element. See, I don't even know how many of them I just sent back to the void. I think I may have sent them all back to the void. So, like, one of these is clearly a wall to block you.
How many of these things can there possibly be?
And one of these is clearly not a wall. And it seems like these barriers, as they're spinning, also do damage. Yeah, we gotta hurry here. Did this element really need to be in the game though? Like, do we seriously need to have to protect an enemy? An Alice? I guess the idea makes a little bit of sense to do more with these heart portals. So I apparently missed somebody's ability. Not sure exactly which one.
Thank you again. I've completely lost count of how many times you've saved me from those things.
Yes, well, try to be more careful next time.
We're in a weird position here. Because clearly there is something there. I just gotta figure out how to get to it. And see, I don't know if the game really wants me to go to this door or what. Because the last bit of direction we got was simply that the Cheshire Cat knew a way to the White Queen through this direction. Now I guess last time we couldn't do this. So apparently we can merge this path like that.
That's the way we should be looking at this.
Is there really any point that the game actually needs the cursor to point towards the players? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, it does certainly seem like an unnecessary element, playing this as one player. But it may actually be kind of necessary if you're playing this as with 2 players. And boy, did they stop working here. Like, clearly that looks like you should be able to walk there. They've done a decent job so far of making the game feel walled off intentionally. See, that just took us to where we wanted to be, which I'll go ahead and make note of. So we'll just go back through this and this end up somewhere else probably. The doors aren't even really working the way they used to. So in this area there is, I guess we have to do the trick again, which hopefully we can remember what that was. What was it? Queast nothing snoot snoot to get to the tree, and then in this area down here, which we couldn't access before, we can get to the White Queen. And right now we don't have any reason to go to the other areas. So through this door. That does nothing.
I'll always find that very impressive mechanism.
Then we can do it when we freeze time. And this time, there's a Tweedledee.
I'm all by my lone self. My dumb is nowhere to be found.
And we're back to low frame rate animations.
We were nowhere, and we found a door, and he opened it up and walked in, and the door
like going
became
up.
all gone, evaporated, just like that.
It's bouncing up and down because of the hurricane elements, I assume.
Doors, but I can't follow him. He's such a tricksy fellow.
But there's also low frame rate too. And so we couldn't, in the first instance, do snood because that door is just broken. And these are just 4 separate instances of the same area, which isn't a terrible thought, but Queast. Nowhere. And this guy said he was nowhere?
I'm all by my lone self. My dumb is nowhere to be found.
So twice it said nowhere.
Dumb went nowhere. How did he manage to go nowhere?
I'll go through this door and find out. Which is taking us to a different path, but I assume this is the right track. And see, this would have been to go to nowhere again. And
Can you teach me how to do that, Cat?
now we can go through this doorway because it was so. We'll hope this gets us to Dumb and doesn't actually get us somewhere else. There we go. Dumb is painting the trees. Why? I don't know. And again, low frame rate cutscene.
Can I help you?
It's almost like
contrary-wise, there
24 hours might
waiting
get
for
you
I
good
have.
frame
Look
rate.
at this here pot
24
I got.
hours might get
I
you
did very much help
bad
Rydo
frame
find his way
rates
home through
just
these
on
doors.
random.
So he gave me this.
Because yesterday I
Now, I'm
recorded
painting
for
all the
about an
sides
hour and a half
Underland, so nobody
and didn't
doesn't
run
never
into
get
any
lost
bad
again.
frame
Come
cutscenes.
on, T. You can come and paint with me.
And I wasn't even really paying attention to what that said. Like, doesn't seem like there's anything there. It seems like if there was anything more to that, that would be kind of silly. Ooh, no, we have now this door that's been painted. Snud Queast.
Come along. The White Queen is waiting for us. According to Cheshire, we can find a shortcut to Marmoral behind the Snud and Queast tree.
Find my treasure chest,
Well
follow
done,
Queast 3
mistress.
times, and go nowhere. So we have Queast. Nowhere. And we now have Snud Queast.
Come along. The White Queen is waiting for us. According to Cheshire, we can find a shortcut to Marmoral behind the Snud and Queast tree.
Snud. That's one. And then see this time. So there was more of a puzzle here. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of children's entertainment that enjoys or builds itself around the idea of
Come along. The White Queen is waiting for us.
Of
According
making
to
up
Cheshire,
words
we can
and
find
being
a
silly.
shortcut to Marmoral behind the Snud and Queast tree.
Is this one Snud now? Wait a minute. Did I mess this up? Queast? And Snud Queast.
Come along. The White Queen is waiting for us. According to Cheshire, we can find a shortcut to Marmoral behind the Snud and Queast tree.
I guess this one has to be Snud because so I'm gonna take this and hope it's right. And where are we now? Like, we're not where I want to be at all. Alright, let's try this again. I guess we have to, or we should.
You just use your watch, and everything stops.
Follow Queest 3 times. Maybe that's where I got messed up, is that I was going on the wrong one. That's 1 Queest. That's 2 Queests. And this is nowhere. And that's 3 Queests. Now, I'm not going to say this puzzle is actually difficult. I just screwed up on the simple part of remembering where I was supposed to, which one I was going through. And now to nowhere. And that puts us in just yet another instance of this. I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out that there was close to 9 different instances in this level of this same little square. And they're all in the service of the opening chests. That's all it was about. It doesn't seem like there's... Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything else. Upgrades are a little too valuable for the game to give you something like that. Perhaps you couldn't get to the Snud Queest door without it being painted? But I kinda don't believe that either. Because we got here before.
Well done, McTwist.
And then here's an interesting experiment in, can you jump up the side? Yes, you can. Even if the ladder is not actually anywhere near you. And let's see. We can just break through here. And we'll probably get a cutscene or something. One would hope. We can unlock something, and we can certainly save. So what upgrade are we unlocking? Mad Hatter's finishing move. Now, when the Mad Hatter is selected, once the enemy is laying on the ground, press the right trigger to perform Mad Hatter's finishing move. So right bump, right trigger, a lot to do a lot of attacks. And that leaves us with 2 upgrades for the Cheshire that we might miss if we don't spend extra effort to get. And 1 for McTwisp and 1 for General. But otherwise, we're kind of doing rather well. Let's see. The last save we had was at 26:30. This save will be, let's see what that actually left that at. 49:02. So I've left the game running for a decent amount of time. And this is over here where the pigs were introduced. And we're still looking for, like, I think 1 more wandering bird somewhere. And I think I would like to find some more pigs. See, this door here is kind of just a shortcut back to the main area, which we might make use of later. And I can't go in the tree. I might as well run around in a circle a little bit and just see if I've possibly missed something. This area is actually quite devoid of things you can interact with when you consider how many little bricks and things were at the Red Queen's house for the Cheshire to make disappear for no reason. See, it's almost as if they're painting the door white to make an Alice door. Which, if that's something they could do, why haven't they been doing that a lot of the time? And the game almost showed me the solution in its adjustment of the camera to start. So I guess the question will become, are we gonna run into that cliche now of having to shrink her and make her bigger and shrink her again? And see, his finishing move seems to work. What is he hitting him with? A giant hat? I'm not really sure what the hand characters do. But man, he's smashing it multiple times. Some of these are rather weak and can be one-hit kills. Some of these are way stronger. And it feels like there should be like an RPG element to the game where my attack, health, and other abilities would increase the defense. Let's see. Why is this still... It seems like there's nothing here, and yet this platform is still activated. And that hasn't happened before. Of course, that could just be a little glitch. No, it seems like Alice is even the right size. So we can just walk through this, and it'll take us to a different Alice door, so there's going to be a little bit more work to it. You can see the Vorpal blade clipping through it. So we're in uncharted territory now. It's probably not a terrible thought to be somebody who's gonna at least be
I'll always find that very impressive.
Slightly helpful. Another path here that just feels like it would be so easy to progress with. I see no reason for that to have been spinning other than perhaps the game is just struggling now to figure out where to put some elements to interact with. Yeah, it definitely feels like we're fast tracking even faster than before towards the end. Like, I see little bugs flying around.
I'd love to be able to do what you do here.
Let's see. I'll fix this. We get chest. See, that I think was the only thing even there. We have an upgrade station with no new upgrades. I didn't actually mean to hit it. I was trying to break this. And over here, we have something we need to get to work.
That really is quite fantastic.
I guess what I'm gonna do is a force perspective to make that look like a door. So just come over this way. I guess I have to say I like these puzzles because of what the other things the games offer. This is probably the most entertaining puzzles I've done or seen. And like I really want to see, is there something on top of these pillars? Because it's hardly a game where you can climb pillars or platform. So I messed with the pillars, I think, for really no reason. For a second there, that felt like we were going to end up somewhere different. Interesting, the vegetation on this slowly faded in. Alright, so... switch it to a bunch of things.
Well done!
And this section, I mean, we see there's something back there, but it's not a simple process of just jumping over. No, it's a simpler process of walking over there. The game just feels very odd now. Like, when we got to the Queen's castle, the game started to feel more like a stealth game.
There they are. They can't escape now.
Or a game that was around just kind of more of an open world element. But now it's getting to be more of a battle game. Let's see if we can use some other people's abilities. We're doing just a little too much of this. There I go down. And you don't get any bonus for not having to do this quick time event. So the game is actually quite punishing in if you screw up too much, you then have to do something more difficult to succeed. 5 fighters, 8 different abilities, and yet still that didn't get up to the 500 of taking no damage.
Well, they weren't so tough. After all these battles, I'm beginning to feel rather invincible.
It feels kind of funny that she'd start to get a little cocky here. That probably is sort of in line with the Alice in Wonderland character in the story, but it's not something I particularly encourage. We can take health and get some more health pieces back. Not that it really matters. We're in a very strange position
That's
because
such a marvelous skill you have there, Helen.
it really doesn't feel like what was the point of that? I just tossed that up for no reason. Because there's no path here. Like, and I'd be seeing other opportunities to interact with other things as other characters when I'm pressing Y. But I mean, look around here. There's nothing. Nothing glowing. Oh, okay, a fish statue. There's a fish statue that you can fix. Which might mean that there's a secondary fish statue, but I doubt it. So, like I was saying, very, very odd. It seems like there's... Let's see. I guess we went back there and looked already. We took 30 minutes to kind of wander through an area we'd already done just to get to the new area. So, we didn't really... We don't feel very accomplished, or at least I don't. As far as achievements... I suppose we might unlock the 7th of 8 cutscenes in a second. We are at 172 of 205 chests, which puts that in the realm of believable. We need 7 more big chests. That's possible, but not completely guaranteed. We need 3 more chest pieces, and I don't see any way we're gonna get all of that furniture done. And if we were gonna get 3 more pigs somewhere, I would have thought it would have been in the tree area, the big snoot, whatever, queest tree. So there's a lot here that feels like we may just never get it, but whatever. I mean, it's not like these achievements really go to the Steam achievements, or it's just a little odd that this game started off so easy to get achievements. You got one like in the first 5 minutes of gameplay, and now the last few are turning out to be more grind than one would expect. That's gonna be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.